his way. I walk his way. I walk his way. I walk his way.
You will walk his way. You will walk his way. You will walk his way. You will walk his way. We 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 will walk his way.
What does that mean? It's Easter. It means we get to dress up nice. We get to stay out all night, Father Dominic and I, with the students at Studio Diner, and get like 4.5 hours of sleep. It's Easter. The readings are long. Someone called, and I just happened to pick up the phone, and she said, "Father, how long is Mass?" And I wanted to say, well, it's Easter, you know. She said, well, I came to Mass once, and it was real long, 3 hours. I said, well, that was the Easter Vigil. Easter Sunday isn't that long. But it's Easter. Isn't it okay to linger a little bit longer on Easter? Isn't it okay on Easter to try a little harder? Maybe if we've been disappointed by other people, or even by our own faith, which happens sometimes, isn't it great on Easter just to say, let me just check it out one more time? Maybe something's different. It's Easter. Easter celebrates the culmination of God's love. And it celebrates this reality, that love and hope have not left the building. No matter where you and I are today, health-wise, emotionally, physically, intellectually, full of worry, Easter says hope has not left the building. Mary Magdalene and the disciples were absolutely positively traumatized by the experience that their leader, their lover, their friend, their securities was broken. And it seemed like all hope was dashed. And they had forgotten the words Jesus had said to them their whole lives. We have to love each other, we have to pick each other up, and we have to keep going. Even when life gets hard, even when we fall short, we have to pick ourselves up, each other up, and keep going. We have to keep believing. And when the day gets dark, we have to have the courage to turn to Christ sitting right next to you and to say, I need some real presence. I don't know about you, but isn't that a great deficit in today's society? Real presence. We could be so distracted. It's so tempting. Our technology is awesome. But isn't it so tempting to be at that stoplight and you get that dink on your iPhone or Android? And you're just curious, well, let's see, how long is the light going to be? Oh, that's my friend. Oh, I can text them back. I can ask Siri to text them back. They're still going to be there after we get to our destination. In our society, there's such a lack of real presence. And that's why oftentimes we can feel so alienated, no matter how old or young we are. Have you ever been around all of your friends and felt so alone because you're afraid to say that something's wrong? Sometimes this even happens in relationships with people that we're really close to. We're afraid to admit sometimes that we need. And friends, Easter is all about the fact that God gets it. And God is already there. That's what is beautiful about today's gospel. Mary Magdalene is so devoted and so caring. Jesus had touched her life in such a deep way, and she was absolutely devastated. And even though she heard his mission many times, I'm going to rise, the person that she loved was gone. How does that feel to us sometimes when the person that we love is gone? Physically or emotionally, we can feel devastated. But the beauty of this gospel is that Christ doesn't leave her there. He doesn't say, Mary, stay devastated. He calls her by name. He was there all the time, but her grief did not allow her to recognize him. Is that ever true in our lives? Does our grief or our anger, our disappointment, not allow us to recognize God or other loved ones in our life? Of course it does. But we have to have the courage of Jesus to do the very same thing. We have to call our loved ones by name. Dominic, John, Barbara. Isn't it wonderful to have your name called? To have someone look you in the eyes and you're not in trouble? It's a wonderful thing to be addressed, to be encountered. And friends, that's what Easter is all about. It's about an encounter of love. Not a fuzzy moment with fuzzy bears, but an encounter with the living God who loves us and lifts us and understands us and is always there. That's the gift of Easter. God is always there. What's our part? To walk with Him. That's all we have to do. We don't have to have it all figured out. We don't have to be in the best mood. Just walk with Him. Talk with Him. Holler at Him. We can't break God. I've been trying for years. It's impossible. But isn't it a wonderful thing to be broken by love? Because sometimes our barriers are tight and they need to be busted down. And that's what resurrection is all about. Not even death could hold Him. He broke it down and opened it for us. So now it's our turn. As we go out into these 50 days of Easter, let's call our loved ones by name. Let's call those people that cause drama in our lives by name. Because sometimes we cause drama and we don't even realize it. Sometimes others cause drama and they don't realize it. Let us call each other by name as God calls us by name. That's one of the greatest things that our new Holy Father is doing. He's calling people and situations by name, and He's going there. There's nothing more powerful than real presence. I'd like to end with a few words from his Sunday address this morning. The good news is no mere matter of words, but a testimony of unconditional and faithful love. It is about leaving ourselves behind, encountering others, being close to those crushed by life's trouble, sharing with the needy, and standing at the side of the sick, the elderly, and the outcast. Come and see. Love is more powerful. Love always gives life. Love makes hope blossom in the wilderness. Help us to seek you and to find you, God, he says. To realize that we have a Father and we are not orphans. We pray to you for all the peoples of the earth, for you have conquered death. Grant us life and grant us your peace. And the Holy Father says to all of you, Happy Easter.